For more on this, former US Ambassador to Mexico and Argentina, Earl Anthony Wayne, joins us live now from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for being with us. Firstly, is this a trade war just yet, or is there a chance Mexico could de-escalate?
Well, I think there is a chance that they could find a solution in the next several days, and then we would, however, move into some sort of a trade war. It's not exactly clear what else the United States wants, because on the one hand, you're trying to sort out first the flow of drugs up to the United States, the flow of some money and arms back from the United States to help support those illegal organizations, and you're trying to control the migration flows coming from the South into the United States. Similarly, on the northern border, you're looking to stop the illegal drugs from coming in through Canada to come into north of the United States. But I think the largest flow is from Mexico coming north. The government of Mexico has taken a number of steps to send both people arrested for leading that flow. They've sent thousands of police to the border to help increase the slowdowns, and they've offered to work much more closely with U.S. officials in this effort to stop the work that's underway to ship drugs into the United States. So there's a lot of effort going on, and there's a real momentum that you can build on to make this a much better cooperation going forward.
As you say, Claudia Sheinbaum, has gone to some lengths to deal with Trump's concerns, as you say, on migration, crime, and also his concern around Chinese exports to Mexico. So what more is there left for her to do, aside from moving to retaliatory tariffs, which you get the sense she is not keen to do?
Well, I think there's a question of making this a regularly intense type of cooperation that's needed, so you can get coordinated work on both sides of the border. We've had periods over the past number of years where that coordination has not been as open and as close as it could be. So I think there's a hope that you could improve that you could further reduce the drugs coming northward, you could further reduce the number of migrants coming through Mexico to get to the United States. And that's definitely possible. You could have that kind of work. And then you can move on to talking about the trade issues, which are very important. They employ thousands and thousands of workers in Mexico, and they're very important for the overall supply chains. Especially you can see this in the way that autos are built between the three countries, but also in other parts of the trade. There's just a lot of trade going on. And if you raise these tariffs, which you might be able to do, you're just going to basically be causing U.S. consumers and other consumers to pay more for the products with that money coming from the tariffs through the U.S. government. So I think there's a lot of interest in trying to find a solution here.
Yes, because speaking of those supply chains, what could be the fallout if these tariffs go into place, especially for the likes of, you mentioned the auto industry, those working there, and the auto industry having factories across the border in Mexico, and as you mentioned, the supply chain quite tightly intertwined. So what could the fallout be there?
Well, over the long run, you could see a major reorientation of trade between the three countries. Right now, you have the United States as the center of this production going on. A lot of production coming from the north in Canada, coming into the United States. A lot of production in the south in parts, but also in taking parts from the United States and some even from Canada, and putting them together in the final input in autos, and then them coming back into the United States. That's a very economically efficient way of doing it. It keeps the prices lower for Americans and others to buy these autos going forward. It makes a lot of sense to keep working to improve that. But right now, we're not even to that point. We're to the point where Trump is trying to get more promises of cooperation in stopping both the drug flows across the border and the number of migrants coming in from Mexico and beyond Mexico. There is work that can be done in that area, and I think the government of Mexico has shown its willingness to work in that area, as has the government of Canada. So there are definitely solutions that can be found in the next few days.
Former US Ambassador to Mexico and Argentina, Earl Anthony Wayne, thank you so much for your time here on TRT World.